So we'll be talking about the products, the Forever Healthy products incorporated, how it could help you get in a state of a homeostasis, meaning a state of good health, and why it is essential for you guys to know. I made this PowerPoint presentation to give you an overview on the essentials, the essential information you need to know when trying to present our product. So we are here, and let me talk about ImuRegen, which are composed of the Emergen liquid, the ImuRegen capsule, and the ImunPlus. Then we have the Glucan, which is composed of ImuRegen plus Beta-Glucan, and the Fulvic mineral. So before we start, I want you guys to see this video. We made this video particularly for you guys, and the essential of what, and you have to understand why we are getting sick. And enjoy this video. Day in and day out, we are guilty of all these things. We abuse our body. And from the moment we wake up to the moment we sleep, we do a lot of things that can damage the body. So it's the lifestyle, exposure to radiation, exposure to a lot of things. So one of the things you have to understand is because of these things of abusing our body cannot cope up. Our body cannot cope up with its ability to recover from the abuses. All right. So our body has evolved over millions of years to handle the pathogenic invasion, stress, and are constantly adapting to new threats with the help of a strong immune system. Aside from the modern medical promises, there is very little talk about how to prop up our resistance with simple lifestyle changes, dietary tweaks that everyone can choose and decide to take or do for themselves. We are guilty of this because we do not support our God-given gift for our body to repair. You know, we have that God-given gift. The only thing is that because of abuses to lifestyle, exposure to radiation, exposure to a lot of things like pollution. We abuse our body, and that God-given gift for us to get better becomes slower, slower, and slower until finally it stops. Now, what we have to do and what we have to instill in our minds that we have that capacity to become better. How to do that? That is what I'm here to do and explain for you the complex dietary nucleotides and the properties of Emergen. The body, as it has been designed, are made out of organs, and different organs have specific tissues. And from that tissues, they have specific cells. So if the organ is the brain, you have the brain tissue, the brain cell. And inside of the cell, we have the central part. It's called the nucleus. And inside of the nucleus, all right, holds the most important, one of the most important part of the body called the chromosome, which we have 46 chromosomes all in all. And that 46 contains the genotypic and the phenotypic characteristics of every one of us. For example, the genotype or the phenotype means your physical characteristic, how you look like. You are the combination of your mother and your father. The genes of your mother, 23 of them, the chromosomes of your mother, 23 of them, and 23 from your father, actually combine to make you. All right? So those physical characteristics, the phenotypic characteristics, are the ones responsible for giving you your physical look. You look handsome, like my father. You look fair, like my father. And you look beautiful, like your mother, perhaps. These are the phenotypic characteristics. But oddly, and one of the things that is happening right now is that the genotypic characteristics are also inherited. These are the ones, the genes that you have inherited from your mother or your father. So if father has diseases, so you can inherit those diseases. If mother has a certain disease, you can inherit them. And you can even pass it down to your siblings, to your sons and daughters in the future. So if the DNA, okay, from one chromosome, we stretch it out, you get the DNA. And the DNA are made out of nucleotides. So before you become a human being, you have the nucleotides, which becomes a protein, which becomes a cell, which becomes a tissue, which becomes an organ, then becomes a human. So there are characteristics right now, the genotypic and the phenotypic characteristics, which are inherited from both our parents. And more importantly, is that essentially the essential materials to make a human starts at the molecular level in your DNA. And Emergen contains these ingredients, the 118 oligopeptides and proteins, the 17 amino acids, the 5 nucleotides, the 2 vitamins, and 7 minerals. We will talk about that individually in our next few slides. So this is the evolution of food supplements. In the 1912s, you have the vitamins. In the 1918, it was during the flu pandemic, and they started to research on vitamin C, which was fully developed in 1930s. Then the herbal preparations started to evolve in the 1980s. And by the 2000s, the progress into antioxidants, because during the time, oxidation, disease because of oxidation was actually one of those prevalent researches. Then we went to the cell-based products. Most of the researches during the time and up to now are involving cell-based. But you have to understand that the cell has more essential and important nutrients inside of it. It is not only the one only important, but the important molecules inside of the cell are important. And as you can see, if the damage from the DNA is severe enough, the cell will be damaged, your tissue will be damaged, your organs will be damaged, and you will have some form of problem. Now, you have to understand that it starts at the DNA level. Damages to your nucleotides can affect your DNA, can affect your cell, and will affect your tissue and your organ in your body in the future. So this is where the cell-based research is started to develop. And even up to now, it's so sad to talk about that medical research are only based on cell-based research, cell research. But during the 2016, up to the present, we come into the molecular-based research, which are called the dietary nucleotides. And one of the things you have to understand, that DNA damage occurs every day from exposure to radiation, carcinogenic substances, mutagenic substances from the food that we are eating. And this damage occurs at the molecular level, at the DNA level, at your nucleotide level. So damages that includes the damage to the nucleotides can be repaired. This is a God-given gift, a God-given repair process. Base excision repair, nucleotide excision repair, and mismatch repair. And this God-given repair process says only one thing: the repair will proceed given the right materials. So materials are important in the reparative process. All right, we will talk about that a little bit more later. Remember that the body, like Dennis has been saying, when you repair your body, just like you have your car repaired, the mechanics will be charging you parts and labor. We have the God-given labor to repair the products. We have the God-given gift of repair, God-given gift of making your body whole. It is inherent in every one of us. The only problem is, like I showed you in the videos, lifestyle, stress, unhealthy diet, poor exercise, exposure to pollution. And these are the things that are causing more damage instead of the repair proceeding and stopping. It causes more damage, more damage, more damage, to the point that the body cannot cope up with the damages and you have to sell your old car. Unfortunately, we cannot sell our old body and get a new one from somewhere. No? If only there was a trading system for your body, then maybe a lot of us will be trading up our bodies to something more useful for us. So we have the reparative process, we have the labor, we have the reparative workers in our body. The only thing needed for the repair to proceed then, just like in repairing your car, you have the labor and you have the parts. And it is where essentially the nutrients, nucleotides are essential, because the DNA damage occurs in the nucleotide level. At the molecular level, so you need what kind of materials for the repair of the process of the repair of the body. If the nucleotides are damaged, what do you need? You need nucleotides. If your car spark plugs are damaged, you need spark plugs. You cannot just change your car's fan belt and expect everything to be normal and function well without changing what has been damaged. And you can see from the report, this is the Nobel Prize, from the damages occurring at the DNA level, particularly at the nucleotide level. So if there are damages occurring at the nucleotide level, you have to have materials to repair the damages. So damage to the nucleotide, what materials do you need? You need nucleotides. And one of the things I'm very happy and very easy for me to explain is that the materials are provided by our product ImuRegen. So what is ImuRegen then? For me, I came up with the word ImuRegen is the complete recipe for normal body function, because it does not only involve the nucleotide, as you will see in the next few slides, it also involves the 118 oligopeptides and proteins, the 17 amino acids, the 2 vitamins and minerals. So it is the complete recipe. All these are essential for ascertaining or making our body healthy. So how is ImuRegen manufactured? The process involves a 90-day extraction process from the raw materials from mammals. We are all mammals. That is why it is essential that we get as close as possible the source from the same species that we have. We are mammals. Humans and bovine sources are mammals. It undergoes a 90-day careful enzymatic disintegration process. What does it involve? From the raw material, you put an enzyme, like for example, as amylase. And amylase removes excessive sugar from the raw material. Then from there, you put another enzyme like a lipase, which removes the fat. From there, put another enzyme like a proteinase, which cleaves and cuts down the proteins, until after 90 days of continuous careful enzymatic disintegration extraction process, you are left with the nucleotides, the 118 peptides, the amino acids, the vitamins and minerals. So in ImuRegen capsules, we have the 5 nucleotides, okay, including the nucleotide essential for the RNA. So they're not only the materials for DNA. It's not only the materials, I'm sorry here, it's not only materials for DNA, but for the RNA as well. The 17 proteinogenic amino acids, including the 9 essential amino acids, which are used for the building blocks of proteins. The 9 essential amino acids are the ones that cannot be manufactured by the body. So it has to be supplied in the diet, in the nutrients. So the best supply right now for the 9 essential amino acids is our product, ImuRegen. Then we have the 118 oligopeptides and peptides. An oligopeptide consists about anywhere from 2 to 20 amino acids. And oligopeptides are transport systems that facilitate the scavenging of the amino acids, scavenging of the solutes, scavenging of the materials from the body, from the environment, to provide nutrients and make it into a functional building block for protein synthesis. So the ultimate goal for the peptides and the oligopeptide is to build protein. And from protein, we can produce a cell. From the cell, you can make a tissue. From the tissue, we can make an organ. From the organ, you can have a human being. All right? So that is essentially what the materials are doing. We are providing materials for your DNA, your RNA, for protein synthesis, for the cells. And let me show you with the next slide. The central dogma, and Dr. Arlie has been always talking about the central dogma. So what is the central dogma? The central dogma of biology is that the process in which the instructions in the DNA are converted into a functional product. And this was proposed by Francis Crick of the Watson and Crick fame, to discover the structure of DNA, that the central dogma says that from the DNA, instructions are transferred to your RNA, then are used to make proteins, and the proteins are used to become a cell. The cell accumulates to become a tissue becomes an organ becomes a human, functional human being. So the materials for the DNA are the nucleotides. Do we have nucleotides in our product ImuRegen? We do. We have 5 nucleotides. Okay. We have the RNA, the central dogma from the DNA. It goes into and translated into the RNA, whose materials are called the nucleotides too. Do we have the specific nucleotides that's specific for RNA? Uracil. We do. Is it present in ImuRegen? We do. Is it the only product that has uracil in the market right now? We do. It is the only product. And we have from that RNA, the RNA collects the amino acids, makes peptides. Then after the amino acids and the peptides are integrated, they become a protein. The amino acids and peptides are important in manufacturing protein, and it's happening in the RNA. Now, the big question is, do we have amino acids? Do we have peptides in our products? We do. ImuRegen has the nucleotides for the DNA, RNA. We have the 118 amino acid peptides and oligopeptides. We have the 17 amino acids to make and manufacture proteins that are essential for making a cell, that is essential for making a tissue, that's essential to make an organ. And this is provided by our product ImuRegen. Let me just stress, it's the only thing in the market right now that has and supports a central dogma. So, central dogma, then the ImuRegen, our product ImuRegen, supports the central dogma. The DNA, which is composed of nucleotides, the RNA composed of nucleotides, and then the amino acids, the peptides, and then the proteins. So it supports the DNA because one of the things that you have to understand that in one bottle of ImuRegen, we have the 5 amino acids, 5 nucleotides, essential for DNA and RNA. We have the 17 amino acids and the 9 essential amino acids for RNA to manufacture the functional unit of the body, which is the protein. And we have the 118 peptides, oligopeptides. So this is actually the central dogma of the DNA. From the DNA, information from the DNA is transcribed into the RNA. So it is transcribed into the RNA, and the RNA composed of and is translating this information. 3 nucleotide segments can make an amino acid. So you can see here the guanine, uracil, and adenine makes up the amino acid valine. And for each codon, and this is called the codon, a triplet of nucleotides is called the codon. It corresponds to 1 amino acid. The segment of amino acids is called a polypeptide chain. They form a peptide, oligopeptide, or peptide. It is a combination of amino acids of valine, cysteine, lysine, serine, and leucine. As a segment of polypeptide chain becomes folded into a protein molecule. So this amino acids folds upon itself and forms the block protein molecule. And that is how from DNA, information on how to manufacture a protein is translated. From the DNA, which is in your nucleus, information is translated into the cytoplasm via the messenger RNA, where they make the proteins, where proteins are integrated into a cell. Now, with ImuRegen, the next product that we talk about is the ImuRegen-Glucan. Okay, it is in capsule form. ImuRegen, it contains the products ImuRegen, like we discussed earlier. So ImuRegen plus the Beta-Glucan 1316 glucan. Beta-1316 glucan is the strongest beta-glucan in the market right now. It is derived from oyster mushrooms. It is both an immunobooster and immunomodulator. So it boosts your immune system and modulates your immune system. Why is it essential? Because we cannot have a body that is hyper-boosted, immune system that is hyper-boosted, because we could end up with a hyper-boost immune system disorder. So an immuno-boosting capacity. There must be some form of regulation. There must be some form of modulation, just like your air conditioning. All right? When it's too cold, you bring your temperature up. When it's too hot, you bring your temperature down. There is a thermoregulation, there is thermomodulation, and in terms of our immune system, there is thermomodulation of the boosting capacity of the body. We do not like a hyperimmune body. Too strong an immune system, because it would lead to other problems like an autoimmune disease. Now, the ImuRegen-Glucan contains the ImuRegen, like I said, and a beta-1,3 glucan and the beta-1,6 glucan. And in terms, according to the Nutrition Review 2019 by Otakar and Giri and Tunde, they said that in terms of biologic activity, the beta-1,3 glucan and the beta-1,6 glucan found in oyster mushrooms are considered to be the most effective. In terms of biologic activity, it is the most effective. The 1,3,1,6 beta-glucan is the most effective in terms of biologic activity. So if you're going to consider taking beta-glucan, you take the most effective, which is the beta-1,3 and 1,6 glucan, plus you have the added benefits of having ImuRegen in it. It's the only product right now that has the nucleotides, oligopeptides, the vitamins, the minerals, the amino acids, and the beta-1316 beta-glucan in the market right now. No other component, no other product right now has the same ingredients as Emergen Glucan Plus. And you can see that the Emergen Glucan Plus supports and repairs at the DNA level. It boosts the immune system, it modulates the immune system, it helps supports a healthy lung and respiratory function, enhances resistance in everyday stresses because it contains the 0.6 milligrams of Emergen plus 100 milligrams of beta-glucan. And the recommended dose in our product is 2 capsules a day, anywhere from 2 to 4 capsules a day. The components right now, we talk about the ImunPlus, the Effervescent Plus tablet, is that it contains the Emergen, especially the nucleotide adenine, which is the precursor for adenosine triphosphate, the energy component of the cell. ATP, the energy that provides the cell, the energy that the cell needed. It comes from the nucleotide adenine. It is found in Emergen. So the ImunPlus can give you a boost in your energy level. It is way, 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 way better for you to take ImunPlus in terms of performance, energy levels, and I've been using it for me, particularly during times when I need that extra boost of energy, particularly during stress. When I do my surgeries, I take a lot of ImunPlus because that one will get me through the surgery, get me through the operation, get me through the day with a lot more energy reserved for nighttime activities. ImunPlus, Emergen, and very essential that you take 1 to 2 tablets a day for that added energy boost that your body requires. Now we go next to the fulvic minerals. Fulvic minerals is almost the same as the fulvic acid. You might be wondering, I've heard about this fulvic acid, but one of the things that differs is that our fulvic minerals contain 72 trace minerals, and it contains the organic amino acid. It contains also enzymes, and it contains also fulvic acid. So fulvic acid is only one component of the fulvic minerals, of our product fulvic minerals. So fulvic acid, there are fulvic acid in the market right now, but they're only fulvic acid. Our product, Forever Healthy Fulvic Minerals, contains 72 trace minerals, organic amino acids to help in the cellular repair process. Enzymes, which helps facilitate and makes the process of repair and production of proteins faster. Then the fulvic acid, which is an antioxidant, free radical scavenger. Right. So what are the essentials you have to know about the fulvic minerals? It enhances resistance to everyday stress. It protects the cell from damages caused by free radicals, shown to have a positive effect on health and longevity. And it's a natural chelation, because of its natural chelation property. It promotes body detoxification. It improves endurance through cellular energy, provide nutrients, enzymes, hormone optimization. And it is a super electrolyte that helps generate electricity and ATP for energy. Remember that our body is a big battery. Our body is a big battery. It communicates by electricity. And the only way for the proper communication of electricity is to have those electrolytes in your neurotransmitter, in your nerve endings that would provide the transmission of information from the brain to the periphery of our body for muscle function, for all the organ functions. So this is provided by the electrolyte, fulvic minerals, and the 72 minerals of the fulvic, of the Forever Healthy Products, fulvic minerals. So why is it better? Because it has the 72 trace minerals, organic amino acids, enzymes, and fulvic acid, which is one of the things essential because they are antioxidants and free radical scavenger. So I always take fulvic minerals together every day with my supplements, with my water. Every day I see to it that I take a lot of fulvic minerals because I did a study on Fulvic, and it's an understated supplement. It is an understated supplement. You have to take it continuously and every day to help you get into a state of homeostasis, provide you with ATP energy, provides you with the nutrients that is absorbed from exterior, from outside of the body to inside of the cell, and provides you with the water, nutrients, and medications that you need from outside of the cell to inside of the cell. So it gives you energy and provides you nutrition and removes and detoxifies the body and removes your body of cellular debris. Now, to give you a summary, it is important that you consider that the complex dietary nucleotides that is found in the ImuRegen, number one, supports your DNA. Supports this because the nucleotides are the materials for your DNA. The nucleotides are the ones found here. These letters are the nucleotides which forms your DNA, which forms your chromosomes, which forms your cells, which forms your tissue, which forms your organs, and which forms you. It supports the RNA, the materials that are found outside of the nucleus, in your cytoplasm. Okay? It contains the nucleotides uracil, which is only found in the RNA. So, because it supports the DNA and RNA, it also supports the central dogma, which is the DNA, RNA protein. DNA, RNA protein, which is the central dogma, because ImuRegen contains not only the nucleotides, but it contains the 17 amino acids, the 118 oligopeptides and proteins, and vitamins and minerals. All these are essential to support the central dogma, DNA, RNA, protein. And it supports protein synthesis because it manufactures the functional unit. From the DNA, it makes proteins. From the proteins, they become cells. The cells becomes organs. The tissues becomes organs. And it supports the repair process at the DNA at the cellular level. So all these, you can see that ImuRegen supports us at the molecular DNA cellular level. It's the only product in the market right now that addresses not only the cell, addresses the DNA, addresses the RNA, and addresses the central dogma of biology. Now, where in the whole wide world can you see a product that supports all of these processes? It's only in ImuRegen, and we have, and you are happy, and I'm so happy to share this good news with you, and I hope you can share the same good news with you guys. So remember this. If we use the wrong materials, we get bad results, right? But if we use the right materials, do we get good results? If we use the wrong materials and expect good results, then we're crazy, because that will never happen. So you have to use the right materials to get good results. And every single one of us is guilty of doing this. We are using and putting in our body the wrong materials, then we expect good results to happen. Wrong materials, bad results. Right materials, good results. Remember that. And ImuRegen is the right material for your body, provides the right materials for your body. And it is only found in ImuRegen. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you understood how the process of taking our product ImuRegen can help you in terms of functional recovery and functional work.